How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're taking a look at Workhorse. We're going to give my updated price targets on the stock. Now, there's been a lot of news since the last time I did my price targets. I think my price targets were probably a little bit low with some of the news that we've had come out over the last couple weeks. There's been so much that has gone on in the stock, and so many YouTubers are covering the stock that we really know a lot about the company, and we've been able to have some really good insights into it. So I'm going to go over kind of the recent news and just do that real quick because it will all kind of determine where my price targets are. Now, that being said, before we do that, I do want to say, if you haven't already hit subscribe, you should definitely hit it. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers, and I have some awesome collaborations with actually a handful of people. Some that you know that are bigger than me, some are about the same size, some are very small. It's going to be really exciting. Also, if you guys want, I did a really fun live stream last week. I'm planning on doing more of them, but I also changed up my Patreon a little bit. So with those live streams, they're really fun, but there were about 300 people in there. So it's hard to answer everyone's questions and go in depth. It's more just like a fun sit down, but it's not really instructional. I added a new tier to my Patreon, and I plan on doing a weekly live stream or bi-weekly, every 2 weeks live stream on Patreon just for the newest tier. It's $19.99 a month, and it's 2 different times a month. So if we have one person in there, it's essentially just a one-on-one call for a half an hour with you and me. So if you guys are interested in that, please join that. Obviously, as it fills up, I might max it out. I might cap it just because that's the whole point of it, is that we can have people in there for that live stream. But, if it's a one-on-one call, that's another great thing. It's good for me because I can be a little bit more instructional. It's good for you if you want to talk to me personally. So thank you guys. Thank you for hitting the like button, and let's get into it. So Workhorse was up significantly the week before last week. So it went up to about $31 a share, then kind of came down this week. We held strong, at least my side of the channel did. A lot of my viewers held strong too, but we're back up to about $25 a share. We had a really good day on Friday. And with so much of the news that's been coming out, it's hard to just remember everything that we've heard, right? So much has come out recently. Everything from the company saying that their trucks now can go 160 miles, right? So they moved it from 100 to 160. That's going to be huge for, the USPS contract, for future contracts that they have added a lot of range to their vehicles. We've also heard about all the new employees that they're trying to hire, over 200 employees. That's from, a couple weeks ago, but still very relevant. We've also had, the stock go up over $30 without any signs of the contract, right? So we've seen it go up significantly. I think the last price target I had was maybe $20 or so. That was when I was doing the price target. Maybe it was $15 to $20 at that time. And we've seen it go up 50% and then back down. We've had a lot of different stuff that's happened. We've had, Mahindra drop out of the running for this. We've had people talk about how it might be an $8 billion contract, then a $20 billion contract. We've had Ark Invest more money at the end of this week. We've had so many different things that have come out that I think it's really important to kind of reevaluate where the stock is, what kind of potential there is on the upside and the downside, and kind of reevaluate what we think about the company. So I did a price target video before, but I'm doing it a little bit different this time. So last time I talked about, depending on what percentage of the contract we get, I was going to say my price target. So like at 20% of the contract, 40, 60, 80, 100. But I think that this might be a little bit better. So I'm going to talk about what it would take to get the stock to a $50 stock, a 75, a 100, and a 10. So stay through to the end because I'm going to tell you how I think we can get to a $100 stock and above. But this is a little bit better because there are more things that come into play now than just the USPS contract. So we have them trying to get into other lines of business, like they talked about getting into refrigeration, right? So they want to get into that. They want to do drone delivery. There's a lot of possible upside to this company that's not just in the USPS contract. So I think this is a better way of going about it. I do want to tell you too, before we get too much further, that Weibull brought back their promotion for 2 free stocks just for 1 week. So until September 30, they brought it back. They sent me an email. If you deposit $100, you get 2 free stocks, both worth up to $1,600. And then if you refer someone else, you can get 4 free stocks. So sign up your significant other, get 4 free stocks, each worth up to $1,600. Your significant other also gets free stocks. So definitely check that out in the description below. So to become a $50 stock, which we were getting to $31. So we've moved a lot upwards. So to get to a $50 stock though, I think that we're going to need 40% of the USPS contract. Now, hopefully we hear on the USPS contract this month. So I think we're going to hear, in the next week or so. If not that, then probably mid-October. If not that, end of year. So I think we're going to hear soon though. But I think we really need 40% of that contract to get up to $50. That is where I think we will see the price go. The reason for that is a lot of people that are bearish on it right now or, are just not investing because we might not get the USPS contract. We'll jump in. There might be some kind of upwards movement because of the shorts in the stock. But really, I think that at that point, if we get 40% of the contract, we will have about $2.4, $2.5 billion of the $6 billion contract or $6.3 billion contract. So when you consider that over 5 years, that's about $500 million a year, right? At $2.5 billion or $2.6 billion now, we would be about $5 billion if we went up to $50 a share. So we would be earning $500 million, $5 billion market cap, price to sales ratio of around 10. So I don't think that that's out of the question by any means. I mean, Tesla's higher. A lot of other growth stocks are higher. A lot of EV stocks are higher. So I think that that would be a pretty realistic number, right? So at that point, I think we will get to a $50 stock. So to get to a $75 stock, it's really nice right now because we're at $25 a share. So it makes the numbers really easy. But to get to a $75 stock, first of all, I think we need 60% of the USPS contract. Now, this makes the numbers about the same, right? So if we get 60%, we'd have revenue of about $3.6 billion over 5 years or so with the USPS contract, which would give us about $700 million a year. That would push our price to about $7.5 billion on the market cap, and that would give us about the same price to sales ratio, so about 10. And I think these are pretty conservative numbers if we hit this. I think that, there's a lot more opportunity for upwards movement, but, just follow through with me because I definitely think we can get higher than this, but I think we need 60% of the USPS contract. That will give us a price to sales of about 10. And then also a short squeeze. So I think with the 60% of the USPS contract, that will cause an upwards movement and really cause a lot of the shorts to buy back into the stock. We are highly shorted. I've shown that in old videos. We're about 20% shorts right now. So if we see this, if we see 60% of the USPS contract, I think there's going to be a short squeeze and it's going to jump up. I think that will settle down maybe around 75. Maybe it will come down a little bit lower, but we'll definitely go past or at least hit 75. I think that could go up even faster and higher than that and then kind of settle back down to 75, maybe trail down a little bit. But I think we'll see some people taking profits at that point. Now, to get to a $100 stock, we would 4x our money from where we are now. I think that first of all, we still need 60% of the USPS contract. I don't think we need more than that. I think that they are going to split up the USPS contract. They're going to split it probably 2 or 3 ways. And I think that we need 60% of it, right? However, we also need the short squeeze. We need it to be sent upward very quickly because of all those shorts buying back in. We also need to see either some signs of profit. So in a quarter or two, we start seeing, okay, they have potential to turn a profit. And at first, there might be growing pains, right? So recently, Lordstown said that they would help them with manufacturing. So hopefully, they don't need to put a ton of money into manufacturing. Hopefully, they can lean on Lordstown to do some of that. But we need to see some signs of profit or some signs of other contracts. So this is something that I think will be big. So after we get this USPS contract, I think that it will give Workhorse some opportunities to get with some other large companies to be able to produce some large contracts. We'll start seeing some cash flow. We'll start to see some extra business. It will kind of legitimize the company even more. So right now they're 2.5 billion. They can't make a lot of trucks, but if they can show that they can pump out these vehicles and that they're good quality, I think that we could definitely see some other companies start to buy some trucks from them. I mean, think about all the different companies, whether it's UPS, which they've done some business with them in the past, FedEx, Amazon. There just are a lot of different opportunities out there, and they could also get smaller scale, right? So there are a lot of companies that are, $1 to $10 billion that need delivery trucks, that need refrigeration trucks. So that's something else that they've tried to get into. Also, the drones that they've talked about, they'll be able to continue to build those out. So if we see some other contracts, if we see some signs of profit, I think either of those things could send it over $100. And at that point, it would have a lot of legitimacy, right? So then it wouldn't just be stuck to an $18 billion a year market. If they start to get into refrigeration or drones, it could potentially move them up higher. Or if they see signs of profit, some other people that are saying, okay, I'm not going to invest because they'll never turn a profit. Some people think that. Some people like that will then maybe start buying in. So I think that's how we get to over $100. Now, from there, it's just building on itself. It's growing into other lines of business. It's being able to scale. There's a lot that can push it higher than that, but that is where I think we are at to get $100. Now, there is a scenario that I see where we could go to $10. So this is kind of scary, but if we got no contract, I think we could jump down to $10 a share. Might even drop lower than that short term. There are a lot of people, though, that are saying that they're going to hold long term, that they won't sell. But I think a lot of those people, even if they believe that, they might sell out and then try to buy back in when it's lower. So if we get 0% of the USPS contract, I could see a massive pullback, and then maybe some people start to reinvest when it's, $5, $6 a share, and then it settles out around $10. A lot of people just didn't know about this company, and a lot of people are still bullish over the long term, even if they don't get a major part of the USPS contract. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button. And also, if you want to join that Patreon, you can look down below. It's $20 a month. And, I think they'll offer a lot of value, especially for some of the people that are signing up early, because like I said, it's just going to be me talking to you. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.